Welcome back to my channel, folks, and happy Valentine's Day. Today, I'm going to make my sexy spinach rolls. Spinach and mushrooms rolls, to be exact. You're going to need some lasagna, some mushrooms, spinach, ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese. I prefer a bag of Parmesan, but if you can find this Italian style 6 cheese finely shredded, that'll work too. You also need an egg and Alfredo sauce. We're going to start with our mushrooms, give them a nice rinse. I'm going to chop them up. In the midway of getting them sauteed, I'm also going to add my spinach. We're also going to need a teaspoon of butter. Okay, I got my mushrooms chopped and cut up. I didn't do them in like full mushroom sizes because the mushrooms are huge, and I didn't even do the whole pack. This is about 5 or 6 mushrooms. They are going to shrink down when you cook them, but you want it to be spinach and mushroom, not just mushroom rolls. I'm going to go ahead and toss that into my butter. Get that going. Now this dinner would be real sexy for Valentine's Day. If you want to cook it, it's real fast to do. All in all, I'd say it takes about, with prep time and cooking time, I'd say it takes about maybe an hour, if not less time. We got the water boiling. We're going to let that boil and get our pasta done. Pasta doesn't take long to get done. If you don't eat meat, this would be the perfect thing for you too, because there's no meat. But you can make it with meat. You can add some hamburger meat. You can add chicken. This is going to be strictly meatless. See how they're sweating out there? Now, you saw one bag in the intro of the video, but I actually have 2 bags of spinach, because spinach cooks down as well. And though that looked real fluffy in the bag, once you cook it down, you're going to be like, what the hell? That smells good already. There's the spinach. More spinach. This is a nice sized piece of spinach. Now, just to start, I'm going to add a bag and a half. Like I said, I want it to be spinach and mushroom, and I know the spinach is going to cook down. So be prepared for that when you start popping in the spinach. Now, I've seen some people not cook the spinach and just mix it in with the roll. And then, we got to put this in the oven. So that's completely at your discretion. I like to make sure everything is cooked. And the last thing I want to eat is some bitter ass spinach in my roll. Because spinach is bitter if you don't cook it all the way. I'm going to check my water for my lasagna. Looks like it's already boiling. I'm going to go ahead and pop these in. Now see those? Those are the rolls. Nice sexy sizes. Got one that's cracked there. So like I said, it's going to be 4. I've got my pasta inside my pot here. Also have a couple of pinches full of salt to get it going on with the boil. And I know it's sticking out like that, but just like spaghetti, it's going to boil inside the pot and get cooked. Now let's check the spinach. Now if you notice there is a lot of liquid forming in the bottom, that's fine, because that liquid is going to actually cook down. If for some strange reason it doesn't cook down all the way, you can give it a drain. You can drain it with cheesecloth or put it in the strainer and just, or what they call it, the colander. Put it in the colander and just let that some of that liquid get out. But it will boil down. And at this point, I'm going to get my seasonings ready. I might have forgotten to put them in the first half of the video. But we're going to use some onion powder, some pepper, and some garlic powder. Now you can also use fresh onion and fresh garlic. Use what's available to you. Garlic powder. It's going to be maybe half a teaspoon. That's right, half a teaspoon. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of black pepper. This pepper always gets stuck. And I'm going to add half a teaspoon of onion powder. You can also use fresh onions if you like. Shoot, you can use fresh garlic. Now, as you notice, I didn't add salt again. And there's a reason for that. The cheese has salt in it. So once I get this all mixed in with the cheese, I'm going to give it a taste to see if I need to add any more salt. Because we don't want to over salt it. That'll be a salty mess. And shoot, you don't have to add what I just added as far as seasons. You can add whatever you like. Or shoot, if you don't want to add no seasons, don't. And just in case I didn't mention it, again, this is going to be an Alfredo. So we're going to use an Alfredo sauce. Doesn't have to be this brand, but I'm not using red sauce with these. A lot of people like to use red sauce. I don't. I want it to be sexy. And I don't want it to be lasagna. I mean, I know I'm using lasagna noodles, but I ain't trying to make lasagna. If I want to make lasagna, I'd have made lasagna. This is spinach, mushroom, Alfredo rolls. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so good if you can't tell already. And I like how a lot of the water already drained out. That's good, so that's less draining I gotta do. Okay, I'm hitting you with a cool voiceover because I know that scraping the pan have probably gotten on your nerves already, and with me getting this out into the bowl, it's going to be a lot of scraping. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pop my mixture into this bowl. By now, what you want to do is check on your pasta. Make sure not to overcook your pasta. Pasta cooks depending on what you're cooking and how much you're cooking. So follow the instructions on your box of pasta to be precise about the times. But in any rate, when your pasta gets done, what you want to do is drain that hot water. Then put your pasta in a bowl of cold water so it won't overcook. Because once you take that pasta out, that heat and steam is still going to continue to cook, and it could possibly overcook your pasta. We don't want that, so we're not going to do that. We're going to set the pasta to the side once we get all that done. And then I'm going to add the ricotta cheese. Doesn't have to be this brand. Whatever you got available to you, we're going to add it. Now, at this point, how much we're going to add is based on your particular taste. How much cheese do you like? A lot of people aren't a fan of ricotta. I'm going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of ricotta. I like cheese. So we're going to go ahead and give it that dab. That's 1. That's 2. Now for the mozzarella. I see it cut. I like mozzarella. Now, like I said, I prefer provolone by itself, but any cheese will do. As long as you got the mozzarella and the parmesan. The other ones, like I said, are just a bonus. This, I'm going to add about a cup. Like I said, I like cheese. Now, we're going to use an egg to bind this, but we're going to mix it first so we can taste it. Because you definitely don't want to have raw egg in there while you're tasting it. That's a no-no. You ain't about to get salmonella, not on my watch. That's good and mixed. I want to give it a taste. Remember, we didn't add the egg yet. That's good, but I do want to add a little more salt. Now, I'm using pink Himalayan salt. It's not as salty as your Morton salt. So I'm gonna see if I can get it up to what I like. There we go. Now you might thought that was too many doggone clicks for some salt. Like I said, this Himalayan salt, you gotta really add a lot to get that salt flavor you want. Let's see. Now that's perfect. That was probably about 1 teaspoon. Gives it just that flavor it needs, because you know spinach is bitter. Now we got that all good and seasoned. It's time to get the egg out. Now what I'm not about to do is crack the egg and scramble it here on screen, because that clicking noise can be annoying, and I'm using a glass bowl. So I'll see you in a minute with the egg already scrambled. Okay, I got a nice little dish here, oven safe dish to cook the rolls in. And before we put the rolls in this dish, we're going to coat the bottom with some creamy Alfredo sauce. Give it a quick shake. Now you can also use this recipe with the red sauce. I always call it the red sauce. The lasagna sauce. The marinara, whichever red sauce you decide to use. But yeah, you want to coat the bottom. Now we're not cooking a whole bunch. It's going to be about 4 of them. Get a spoon here. But you want to coat it. Coat the bottom there. Okay, once we get all the corners and everything coated, we're going to go ahead and get our rolls rolled. Alright, up next we're going to get our rolls started. It's real easy to do. You can add as much spinach or as little spinach as you like. But be careful not to overdo it, because that'll make it hard to roll, and a lot of the stuffing will ooze out the roll. We're going to fill it to about the middle of the lasagna. You can do it this way, or you can even kind of do it in sections where you skip each side. It's up to you. Long as you're able to roll it without everything coming out, you're smooth. Again, as much or as little as you like, but definitely don't overdo it. It is natural for some of the contents to fall out, but that's okay, but we don't want the whole thing to just fall apart. Okay, now let's get it rolling. You're going to take one end, naturally, and get it to roll. Like this. You can use gloves, or make sure you got some clean ass hands. Don't be doing this with some dirty ass digits. Now because I'm using aluminum foil, it is going to be a little slippery, but you grip it tight. Don't let that pasta end up on the floor. See? Just like that. Now like I said, some's going to ooze out. Let's smoosh it back in. No problem. And then we're going to put it in our casserole dish. Take it back over here. Lay it down. Now when you lay these down, make sure you lay them down where the flap is at the bottom. Anything comes out, it's okay. Here's number 3. Now be careful. These things are slippery. They can slip out your hand. Now look at that. All pretty. The next step, we're going to add some more cheese on top. Like I said, I like my cheese. I'm going to start with the 6 cheese. Cover that up with it. It's okay if cheese get all on your stove. Hey, just wipe it out later. Don't worry. We're making some sexy stuff here now. Okay, that's that. Then the mozzarella. Now, how much am I adding? Enough to cover them. A little more to cover that part. Right there. Okay. Now we're going to take some more of the creamy Alfredo sauce and pour it over our rolls. Give it an even amount. Not too much. That'll do it. Now we're going to cover this up with some aluminum foil, and then we're going to put it in the oven. You may have a little bit of this left over. You can wrap it up and put it in the microwave, some cook it, whatever you like. But remember, it has raw egg in it, so don't go eating that stuff right now. We got the aluminum foil. We're going to go ahead and cover this. A lot of you don't like that noise, so let me stop right there. Okay, so I'm going to completely cover this, right? I'm going to stick this in the oven for 25 minutes covered. After 25 minutes, I'm going to take the aluminum foil off and cook it for 10 more minutes, maybe even 15, uncovered. Now, everything in this is cooked so far except for that egg, so we make sure that egg is well and cooked because we don't want no salmonella around here. That we want the cheese and inside and outside to melt real good. We want everything, the flavors to just mesh well together. So let's get this in the oven. Here we are at the 25-minute mark. And like I said, we're going to uncover this. Now, if you don't have aluminum foil, that's fine. The aluminum foil just kind of speeds up the process of the cooking. But you can definitely cook this uncovered. No worries. Let's see what it's looking like. Ooh. Oh, that looks pretty. Don't it look pretty? Look at that. Okay, so now we got it this far. 25 minutes cooked. Now we're going to cook it for 10 to 15 minutes uncovered in the oven. Now what I'm doing now is look like everything is melted. I want to make sure that egg is cooked inside. It's been about 15 minutes later. It's looking real nice. I'm going to go ahead and get this plated up. It smells so good. I can't wait to get into it. So there we have it. It's got a nice little layer here on top. Let me get a spatula. And we're going to put this on a plate. There we go. Plated. Now, if you're doing this for Valentine's Day, make sure you got something sexier than this plate. If y'all's been watching my channel, you know I use my plates all the time. But I added a little pepper because I like pepper. And then if you want to garnish it for your sexy boo thing, add some parsley on there. Or you can actually add some spinach leaves on top. I don't know if you can see the color there. Add some basil, fresh basil on top. Shoot, just make it look sexy. Now see how that's bursting out? Now don't forget, this is a meal you can do it your way. Add how much cheese you like, add how much Alfredo sauce you like, or shit, you can do this with a red sauce. But to me, it just looks so sexy and sophisticated with the Alfredo sauce. And I don't want lasagna. I'm just saying. So let me get into this. Ooh, look at that. So good and cheesy. I love me some cheese. Let me get some of that on top. Take a look at that. Mushrooms, spinach. You can see that cheese. Some of the Alfredo sauce. Let's get into it. Caution, hot. Make sure you blow. Man, who you playing with? That good. Ooh. Man, That is delicious. Look at that. Everything's seasoned just right. Man, that's sexy. If you're trying to cook something nice and good for your boo thing, there you go. Only takes an hour. The key to get everything done in a fast time, get everything out. Get your water started. Get your mushrooms started. Shit, prep the night before. But this don't take long at all. You're not cooking no meat. Especially with the saute. Look at that cheesy goodness. I just dropped some of that. But if you're lactose intolerant, this might not be the meal for you. That is good. You can taste the mozzarella. That 6 cheese pack with the smoky provolone, Asiago, the Parmesan, and those other cheeses it had in it. That brings a nice, good flavor, different from if I had just added mozzarella and Parmesan. So shoot, I'm glad I made that choice. Because for some reason I could not find no Parmesan in a bag by itself nowhere. But it works out. This is so delicious. And it tastes sexy. Look at that. Get you some wine, some candles, get your tablecloth, put some rose petals on the side, make it all sexy. That'll be an excellent Valentine's Day meal. Alright now, I'm about to get into this. It's good. I mean, I got 2 more on the side. I think I might smash them myself. I want to save them for lunch or something, but I don't think I can wait. This is good. So, I want to thank you all for taking the time out your day to watch what I'm doing in my day. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know you were here. Leave a comment. Put on your notification bell so you'll get notified each and every time I post a new video. And hell, I take suggestions. If you got an idea for something for me to make, post it in the comments. Or send me an email at poeticdoesit@gmail.com. I'm open to all suggestions and comments. If it ain't crazy, I'll try to make it or eat it. Look at that. Look at those layers. Okay. I'm about to smash. That's delicious. Anyway, I appreciate you all for watching. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Peace.